My husband bathes me every day since I'm paralyzed, but this day, right after he filled the bathtub, he suddenly slipped and smashed the back of his head on the sink. He was knocked out cold. I watched in horror, completely helpless. The faucet was still running and the water was already up to my neck. Being fully paralyzed, I couldn't do anything. I knew I was gonna drown if this kept up, but my survival instinct kicked in. I had to rely on my right foot that still had some feeling. I tried to hook the drain plug with my toes, but my paralyzed body had no strength. I tried over and over again. Finally, I managed to pry the drain open with my foot, but it only opened a crack. The water was draining way slower than it was filling. As the water reached my nose, I desperately tried to pull the drain again, but it backfired. Not only did it not open fully, but I snapped the chain completely. I refused to just give up and die, so I focused on the shower head. I used every ounce of strength to move my left hand, trying to adjust it and stop the water, but I was moving way too slow. The water kept rising, swallowing me. I decided to make one last move. At the last possible second, I yanked it hard. I managed to turn the knob and slow down the water, but the rising water still had me hanging by a thread. To completely escape this nightmare, I slowly lifted my foot out of the water, gathered all my strength. Finally, I kicked the plug all the way out. Watching the water slowly drain, I barely survived. But then I suddenly realized, after this life or death struggle, my paralyzed body actually had feeling again. I immediately pushed myself up using the edge of the tub, shakily climbed out and went to check on my husband. But here's the creepy part. My husband, who was lying on the floor, had completely vanished. Only bloodstains on the doorframe and bloody footprints remained. The more I thought about it, the more terrified I became. He was clearly conscious, so why didn't he save me? Then I remembered my best friend's warning that my husband might be cheating, connecting the dots with what just happened. This was clearly a murder plot. Realizing this, desperately crawling out of the tub, but my body hadn't fully recovered. I could only inch forward using my arms. With pure willpower to survive, I finally stumbled to my feet and lunged for the phone to call 911, only to find the phone line had been cut. Suddenly, a shadow passed by the door crack. I grabbed a piece of glass to defend myself, determined to expose my husband's scheme. But when I rushed out, it was just the curtains blowing. Still shaken, I couldn't let my guard down. I gripped the glass shard tight, carefully made my way downstairs, ready for my husband's deadly attack at any moment.